Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. A number of governorates of the Sultanate of Oman witnessed varied intensity rains due to the impacts of the low trough. The National Multi-Hazards Early Warning Center indicates continuation of the impacts of the weather condition today and tomorrow over governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. And the efforts of the National Center for Emergency Management continues in various governorates to deal with the weather condition and its expected effects. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. A number of governorates of the Sultanate of Oman witnessed rain of varying intensity as a result of the effects of the low trough. The rains were concentrated in a number of wilayas in the governorates of Musandam, Buremi, North al-Batina, al-Dhahira, al-Dakhiliya, and North al-Sharqiyya, and led to the flow of waris and tributaries. Meanwhile, the National Multi-Hazards Early Warning Center at the Civil Aviation Authority expects the weather condition to continue until tomorrow, Sunday, to affect most of the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman, and the peak of its impact will be today, Saturday, with heavy rains amounting to 30 to 150 millimeters, accompanied by active descending winds and hailstones. The latest forecast and analysis from the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Center indicated the onset of varying intensity rainfall over parts of the governorates of Musandam, Al-Buraymi, North al-Batina, and Al-Dhahira. The expectations for today include heavy to extremely heavy rainfall over the governorates of Musandam, Al-Buraymi, North al-Batina, and Al-Dhahira, which is expected to extend to include the governorates of Al-Dakhiliya, South al-Batina, Muscat, North al-Sharqiyya, and South al-Sharqiyya in the afternoon and evening, with rain amounts ranging from 30 to 150 millimeters, leading to the flow of tributaries and waris. Active downward winds are expected to blow at speeds ranging to 15 knots and sea waves to rise from 2 and 3 meters on most coasts in the Sultanate of Oman. The Civil Aviation Authority calls on everyone to exercise caution during thunderstorms, not to cross waris, avoid low-lying places, and not to go to the sea during the alert period. We now have a phone call with Mazen bin Ali Al-Rubai, the weather forecaster at the Civil Aviation Authority, who will provide more details about the low trough depression. Welcome, Mazen.
Welcome.
How are you, first of all, and can you tell us more about the latest updates on the current weather condition?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
According to the radars and satellite images, a convective band of cloud affecting the governorate of Al-Buraymi, Al-Dhahira, North and South al-Batina, and part of Muscat, with various amount of precipitations. And as a result from this, some waters have been falling, and we recorded, according to our meteorological stations, about 81 millimeters of rain in Khasab, 65 millimeters in Al-Buraymi, and about 60 millimeters in Ibri.
And what's the expected impact on the governorates tonight and tomorrow?
Well, we are expected this band of convection cloud to be continuous, spreading over the northern governorate of the Sultanate. So we expected various intensity of amount of rain upon all of the governorate from today up to tomorrow evening.
And what's the intensity of the winds and the expected amount of rainfall? And will it extend to Muscat by tomorrow?
Well, we are expected that some of the rain will be hitting Muscat within the next few hours. About the intensity of the rain will be ranging between 30 up to 150, depending on the places. Some places will get more rain, some places will get less rain. And the wind speed will be ranging between 15 to 50 knots, which is approximately from 28 up to 90 kilometers per hour.
All right, thank you so much, Mazen, for updating us on the low depression. That was Mazen bin Ali Al-Rubi'i, the forecaster at the Civil Aviation Authority. Thank you. The National Center for Emergency Management and the sectors and subcommittees in the governorates continue their efforts in dealing with the weather condition and its expected effects on the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. The Relief and Shelter Sector of the National Emergency Management Committee indicated that 203 shelter centers have been prepared in the governorates expected to be affected by the weather condition, and 9 of them have been activated already. The Search and Rescue Sector revealed that it processed 15 reports of individuals stranded in the wadis, and 15 individuals were rescued in the governorates of Al-Dakhiliya, North Al-Batina, and Al-Dhahira. Due to the weather condition over a number of governorates of the Sultanate of Oman, the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation announced the suspension of university studies tomorrow, Sunday, March the 10th, 2024, in vocational colleges and the transfer of studies in private higher education institutions remotely. In the governorates of Al-Dhahira, Al-Buraimi, South and North Al-Batina, Muscat, Al-Dakhiliya, North and South Al-Sharqiyya. The Ministry of Social Development also announced the suspension of services in the government and non-government rehabilitation centers and nursery schools in all governorates except for the Wusta and the Far for tomorrow, Sunday. Meanwhile, Sultan Qaboos University decided to also suspend studies tomorrow and postpone all the exams, with studies to resume on the day after tomorrow. The University of Technology and Applied Sciences also suspended studies tomorrow in all branches except for the Far branch. Still to come, a news bulletin. People of various ages in the Dakhiliya governorate are adopting a culture of entrepreneurship. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The main committee for Ramadan Crescent sighting for 1445 Hijri will meet tomorrow, March 10th, 2024. The ministry called on the public to sight the crescent of Ramadan tomorrow, 29th of Sha'ban, 1445 Hijri, corresponding to March 10th, 2024, and to report the sighting to field teams in the wilayas or the subcommittees in the offices of the walis. The main committee's meeting will be chaired by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saeed Al-Ma'mari, Minister of Endowment and Religious Affairs. Omran Group said that it's investing $3 billion over the next 5 years by implementing a number of strategic tourism projects in line with the goal of Oman Vision 2040. The group indicated that it succeeded in attracting approximately $2 billion in foreign investments to finance the most important strategic tourism projects. Omran works to develop the infrastructure of the tourism sector in the Sultanate of Oman by developing sustainable tourism destinations and assets to contribute to achieving economic growth and diversifying sources of income. To promote commercial exchange and volume of investment between the Sultanate of Oman and Brazil and establish a joint platform for companies in both countries, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in cooperation with Arab-Brazilian Chamber of Commerce, organized the Omani-Brazilian Investment Forum, which was held in Sao Paulo in Brazil. During the forum, the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion presented a paper on most important investment opportunities, the major economic sectors, and the available facilities and incentives for foreign investors in the Sultanate of Oman. The College of Technology and Applied Sciences in Sohar concluded the second International Conference for Sciences, Environmental Engineering and Sustainable Development. The conference attracted graduates, researchers, and other stakeholders from Oman and other countries interested in environment and sustainability issues in order to exchange knowledge and latest technologies in the field. Researchers and specialists from 10 countries joined the conference to discuss various environmental issues, including pollution and global warming. The culture of entrepreneurship is flourishing in Al-Dakhiliya governorates, attracting people of all ages, including youngsters. The following report sheds light on young entrepreneurs in the Wilaya of Nazwa.
The youth in the Wilaya of Nizwa are shining with enthusiasm and ambition as they embark on various business ventures as entrepreneurs. Despite their young age, they are determined to develop their small trades and create financial independence. These endeavors have given them the opportunity to be self-sufficient and pursue their passions.
I started in 6 years old. The business sell sweets in my family, with my family. And in 13 years old, I started a first business, مقلة الحارة زي أماني ميل. I focus on my study, but I do the business in my free time. Yes, of course, this is so good. Any people, you can start any business. Advise young people start business or working. Started in your free time. You have free time. What did you do in free time?
These young merchants have already developed impressive organizational skills and time management abilities to market their products effectively. Additionally, they have established strong relationships with their customers and are passionately dedicated to laying the groundwork for their entrepreneurial journey at such a young age. This early experience will surely benefit them in the future as they continue to manage their projects and build upon their solid foundation. Despite their age, they possess a remarkable ability to inspire those older than them. They motivate them to unleash their creativity, explore unique business ideas, overcome merit challenges, and foster a culture of entrepreneurship within the community. The young traders in Nizwa have proven that the right mindset and dedication can help achieve one's goals at a young age. From the ولاية of نزوة صالح بخلفان الرحبي الداخلية Governorate.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef has been hit by a major coral bleaching event. Here's a report.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef has been hit by a major coral bleaching event, with the results consistent with the patterns of heat stress that have been built up over summer at the biologically diverse site. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority, the agency tasked with monitoring the reef's health, confirmed that a widespread, often called mass coral bleaching event is unfolding across the reef.
Yeah, so the current bleaching event appears to be a lot more widespread than what we've had in the past. So the last biggest bleaching event on the Great Barrier Reef in the years 2016, 2017, these were back-to-back bleaching events. They tended to be focused in the far north, and the reefs in the southern Great Barrier Reef were spared, so reefs around the Keppel Islands and Heron Island and so on, and also the more offshore reefs were spared from bleaching.
Bleaching causes corals to expel the colorful algae living in their tissues, turning them white. Coral can survive a bleaching event, but it can stunt growth and affect production.
At the Keppels, what we were finding is that the shallower areas tended to have the worst bleaching. Down deeper, it was a bit of a mixture. Some places had a lot of bleaching, others had none. So I think that sort of variation in depth probably, means that it's not going to be, the impact's not going to be too bad, but certainly those shallow areas are, they're pretty much almost 100% bleached.
Australia has been lobbying for years to keep the reef, which contributes to about $6 billion to the economy and supports 64,000 jobs. UNESCO's endangered list, as it could lead to losing the heritage status, taking some shine off its attraction for tourists.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. A number of governorates of the Sultanate of Oman witnesses varied intensity rains due to the impacts of the low trough. The National Multi-Hazards Early Warning Center indicates continuation of the impacts of the weather condition today and tomorrow over the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. And the efforts of the National Center for Emergency Management continue in various governorates to deal with the weather condition and its expected effects. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, thank you for watching and have a good night, and please stay safe.